Hi everyone, thank you for joining me, Debbie, at cariadcards.co, and today I'm going to show you how I made these absolutely gorgeous mini treat bags using a new die from Stampin' Up. And the paper that I've chosen, this paper, and the one that I'm going to make today's treat bag in, all come from the set called Best Year Ever, and it's a set of DSP that you can get absolutely free during Celebration, and there are some stunningly beautiful designs, absolutely gorgeous. And also the reason I've chosen these to show you is because the ribbons, again, you can get these free. They come as a set of 3 ribbons that perfectly match the paper, and you also get buttons with them. So definitely a reason to, if you're after anything, to go and have a look at Stampin' Up and have a look at what's available in Celebration. You can get some gorgeous things there. So let's make a start. The mini treat bag is made by using the mini treat bag Thinlits that come from Stampin' Up. They're new in this year's Spring Summer catalogue, and they come with 2 framelits that you need to cut your mini treat bag, but they also come with all of these as well. So you've got 3 edging decorative strips, you've got various shapes there, star hearts and some banners, you've got the cutest, prettiest little bow, that is absolutely lovely, and then 2 words. One says enjoy and one says for you, and that's the one that I've used there and the one we're going to use today. So you get lots of different things that you can use not only with your mini treat bag but also with other projects that you're going to be making. So to make your mini treat bag you need a big shot, and you need, I would suggest strongly using a magnetic plate, because this framelit will fit exactly onto here. Ooh, that really is sticking. What you don't want to do is have it overhanging. It will fit literally to the edge there and there. If you have it overhanging, the pressure of the plates, you run the risk of it bending or even breaking it. So do spend a bit of time making sure it's lined up properly, and that's where your magnetic plate does come in very useful, because it will hold it in place. So definitely get it lined up. There we are, that's lined up beautifully. Make sure it isn't overhanging the edge. Put your top cutting plate on and then just run it through, and depending on your big shot you might just need to run it through once, or you might need, sorry about all the noises, you might need to run it through twice, or you may even need to put a shim in there. It just depends on your machine, and every machine really has its own individual quirks, and you should find that this just comes off, and there's hardly any waste, almost no waste. In fact, you couldn't really do a lot with that. And as well as cutting, it puts in, you can't see it so well there, hopefully you can see it here, I don't know if you can, it puts in the score lines for you, so you don't even have to do that. And then we just need to cut out the other side on the 3" by 6", and remember that will be the top, so that may well guide you as to which way round you put this. And just run that one through. I do apologise for all the shaking and the banging and the noises. Okay, that should be perfect. So, just drop my cutting plate on the floor. I'll move that out the way. And then that one also should come out with almost no waste. There we go. So we've got, that's the top with the zigzags, that's the bottom flap, that's the front, and we've got a crease here, we've got a score line here. Now you can use your bone folder if you want to get a really sharp crease, but I quite like that sort of, you know, it's creased but it's not overly sharp. And then we've also got a tab down the bottom, so just crease along there. And then on this one we've got 1 tab, and this is what's going to stick the back to the front. Now the way that this will stick is we've got, so that's how I know I'm at the top. I want to attach this to here, and then when it's attached, that will fold back, that will go over there, and that will come up. You need to make sure that these are lined up, which they will do perfectly, and you're going to have this little, it's not stuck yet, this sort of overhang at the front. So to make sure you get the overhang at the front, you're aiming to line this bottom bit up here with the bottom bit there. If you try to line this up, that then is not going to sit correctly. You see, it's going to be too low. So the bottom bit there with the bottom bit there. Now you can stick this together with glue, you can use snail, you can use fast fuse, you can use sticky strip. I've made a few of these now and I've found that the glue holds it perfectly well, but I suppose it depends how full you're thinking of actually making it and how much pressure there'll be on the edges. But so I've made a few of these and I've put things in them and the glue has held them perfectly well. So I've just adhered that up against the edge there. When you fold that in, one way you're going to get a slightly off-central join, which is that way. You've got less there than there. It depends how particular you are about having things centralised. If you put that flap over that side, it's slightly more central. So that's the way that I tend to do it. Okay, and I'm just popping a little bit of glue on there. Again, doesn't need a massive amount. That will just hold it down there. And then we just got our flap here to glue and pop up there. It's so quick to assemble. I'm just chattering on and taking longer than you would take. You can literally put this together in minutes. Now, there's your bag. Beautiful. You could leave it like that, or we're going to decorate ours. So what I've done with these is I've made a sort of a little belly band, popped it round, put a ribbon round it, and made a little sentiment there. So we're going to do the same here. And to do that, I'm going to work with crushed curry because I wanted to use the third colour of ribbon. So I've cut 2 pieces of card already. I've cut the crushed curry to 1 1/4 inches by 8 1/4 inches, and I've got a piece of whisper white card cut to 1 inch that way. I was just having to think then, 1 inch by 8 1/4, because you want them to match up there at the edge, but you want the crushed curry card to be a little bit larger so you see the colour underneath. Now you can leave that plain, it looks perfectly fine plain, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to use some crushed curry ink, and I've done it on both of these. You can just see a little bit of pattern poking through. And to do that, I've got another celebration item. So that's 3 things in this project that you can get free. You can get your DSP, your ribbon, and this. And I'm just going to use this beautiful little heart here. It's so pretty, and it's really easy to create your own designer card from it. So I'm using crushed curry ink, and I'm just going to go along. Whoop, didn't put that one down properly. I was so eager to talk to you. And I'm just sort of changing the direction randomly so the hearts look a bit scattered. You can put as many or as few on as you want. You pop them right over the edges, put them in the centre, your design. Okay, I'll leave that open because I'm going to be using it again in a minute. And then I'm just going to pop a bit of glue on there to attach that to the crushed curry backing. And the reason I like to use glue here, as many of you who watch me regularly know, is I cannot put anything on straight for toffee, and it just allows me to put something down and just shift it a little bit. You see, even then it was slightly squiffy. Okay, brilliant. Now I'm going to use my Simply Scored board so I can just make these creases here so it sits nicely, rather than trying to bend it where you can damage the fibres and then it won't always crease as nicely as you'd like it to. So I've got my Simply Scored board here. I'm going to put this face up with the long edge across the horizontal, and I'm going to score it at 2 inches, and you can go through both pieces of card. It's just really to help you fold it, that's all. And 5 3/4. And don't worry about that, I will put those measurements on my blog. So 2 inches and 5 3/4, and I'll also put the centimetre equivalent on as well. So I'm just going to ease that around, pop it onto there, and then you can glue that on, or I'm going to use this time, just because these are a bit thicker and so there's a bit more pressure on them, I'd have to sit and hold the glue for quite a while. So I'm going to use this fabulous sticky strip. Do you get the idea? It's sticky? Brilliant stuff, but it is sticky. Okay, just use pokey tool to get the top protective red section off. Don't put your fingers on, it's sticky. And bring that so that they line up, and then you can leave it like that, nothing wrong with that. Or you can do what I've done on these, pop yourself a ribbon on and your sentiment. Now, am I going to risk tying a ribbon on camera? Okay, I've got my crushed curry ribbon, and as I said earlier, you can get this, the Coastal Cabana and the Calypso Coral ribbons and matching buttons as one of your free celebration items. You get all 3 ribbons and all 3 buttons. Can't really ask for much more than that, can you? Okay, I may well have to cut the video in a minute if I can't do this live on camera. Oh dear. I end up in a ribbon tying panic, as you probably know if you've seen me tie ribbons before. I will try. If it doesn't work, I'll cut the camera. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, did you see that? I really hope that was caught on camera. That is the first time I have ever on camera tied a bow live. I can't believe that. Oh my goodness, I am so happy. Look at that. Oh, I just want to sit and look at it. I have never managed to tie a bow live on camera. I always get myself into such a tiz. Well, I have got the amazing Debbie Bradley to thank for that. She popped a video up earlier showing her technique of tying bows, and I gave it a go and it worked. Oh, I can't believe it, look at that. Sorry. Oh dear me. Okay, calm down, Debbie. Right, back to business. I'm going to use my decorative label punch just to punch out a piece of white card. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh dear. Right, crushed curry. I can't get my words out. Finger sponge dauber. Let's hope that's not the only time that happens. I think I might go and have an evening of tying ribbons and practice again. And I'm just popping a bit of colour around the edge. I just love doing that around the edge. Close my ink up, and then this is the sentiment from the mini treat bag set. I've just cut it out just to save a bit of time. Just pop that onto a piece of crushed curry, cut it out, and I'm going to use a little weeny bit of glue, not too much, because I don't want the glue coming out and going all over my project, but just enough to adhere it to the card. There we are. I'm really starting to like crushed curry. The more I use it, the prettier it is. I've never been a sort of yellows and oranges kind of girl, more pinks and lilacs, but I've started trying to make an effort to use these brighter colours, and I really am liking them. Okay, I'm just popping a couple of pearls on here. You can use rhinestones. You could use the candy dots. They'd look fabulous, wouldn't they? And then, look at my ribbon. Sorry, I'm still excited. I'm just going to pop that onto there. What shall I use? Let's use some dimensionals. Okay. 2, will 2 be enough? I think it will. So just take the back off that. Come off. And you can put that centrally. I did on one of mine, or I put it slightly off centre on the other one. That one looks like it's going centrally. So there we have it. We've got 3 mini treat bags there, all made in exactly the same way. I hope you can see them all on camera. I do love this paper. It's so pretty, isn't it? I don't know which one I like the best. Coastal Cabana with the matching Coastal Cabana ribbon. Calypso Coral with a matching Calypso Coral ribbon. And Crush Curry with a first time tied bow with a Crush Curry ribbon. Thank you very much for joining me, Debbie at cariadcards.co.